Hello. Within the last couple of weeks, I've been receiving lots of mail regarding mental disturbance. Call it depression, anxiety, panic attacks, deep sadness, or whatever, what have you. I've answered many of you. I told you about knowing the difference between thought and awareness, and I've also handed out a booklet. I gave you a booklet in PDF, and I sent out quite a few hundred copies worldwide. But what I have found is that very few have understood the dynamic of this concept, if you will. So I'd like to give you a demonstration of it whenever you suffer some pain, whenever there is any emotional discomfort. So what I'd like you to do is just observe very intently now and see this. Now, I'd like you to picture the hand, the open hand, as pure awareness. You see, it's relaxed, it is giving and receiving, and it is open. We can call it an open heart. Now, this awareness is simply pure awareness. It is not a thought. Then we have another part of us, which we call a self-image. Of course, on the outside, we're always jovial and look happy and look as if we're being okay. But as long as you think you are a self-image, you forget the awareness, which is your essential nature. And that very forgetting brings about a feeling of inner dread, often referred to as unconscious guilt. Ramtsu used to refer to it as a stone in your shoe, feeling uncomfortable, feeling as if you're not good enough, feeling as if there is something wrong with you, feeling as if you're missing something. Okay, so this is what happens when you identify totally with that self-image. So what actually happens that brings about emotional disturbance is that the awareness gets wrapped around this self-image and holds on to it. Now, this holding on is what causes all the pain. Of course, there is no awareness of this, and that's why we're discussing it. So be aware that there's a holding on inside you. If there is depression or any pain or any discomfort, whatever, just be still and be aware where this holding on is happening. And if you don't get caught in your story, if you're not seeking revenge, if you're not, if you sincerely want to release this suffering, then locate this area in you. It could be subtle or it could be obvious, where you're holding on. And more often than not, it is quite obvious. Just be aware of it as a discomfort point. It could be in your chest, it could be in your stomach. You might even make it a little easier by saying it is a particular shape or a particular color. Now, the moment you locate it, visualize yourself letting go of this self-image, these ideas that you have. Let go. And then what happens is, it falls off by itself. You don't need to control it. You don't need to overcome it. You don't need to do anything. Just be aware of this holding on, and it moves from its frozen position inside you, in your center. And then you begin to see that it was nothing more than a thought, an emotion that you were holding on. Now, some people might say, oh, I've done this, but I still felt depressed. I still felt, not very good after. Nothing happened. Okay. Yeah, that could happen, but it's only because there is an unconscious need for you to hold on. In other words, you don't really want to let go. Maybe you want to pay the person that abused you back. You want to get revenge. Or he took advantage of me and I have a right to be angry at them, you see. So we hold on to this, but the damage is being done to yourself. And so, are you willing to let go? Are you willing to release the hold? Now, if you do this simple thing, you will find after a few attempts, you'll actually feel released from it. I guarantee it. It will always work when you sincerely want to release it. I hope that this will work for you. Thank you for listening.